back and thank you for watching the fourth video. We last finished off with completion of the Knight Sword. We're going to go ahead and enter the Abyss because we want those starting rune crafting levels, and we'll accomplish a couple of easy diaries along the way because we have to go into Artie and to the Wizard Tower to complete this mini quest. And here we are talking to the Mage of Zamorak to complete Enter the Abyss. This will also give us some starting rune crafting levels, which is really nice. 1000 XP, and there is 9 rune crafting. Alright, just so you know, it's worth doing these passively because here I am doing contracts when I can in the beginning, and I also get a 100% energy boost, and there's level 20 rune crafting, and I've just been doing this from the items that I got from the chest, or the crate. Here we are, last man standing, and we are going to be working on our first combat. So you want to start the game. You can only do this 2 times per 24 hours, which is really awesome that they didn't patch it entirely but limited it so it couldn't be abused. You're going to hop to a world right after the super combat potion, and that should leave you in the lobby of the new world with a boost of 17 attack and strength, which will help us attack the rat and the bat a lot easier. So what you're going to do is have the alt or your friend attack the rat. In this case, we're doing it here because we could also potentially get a looting bag without having to do LMS for the first point. And you'll see that it's important that both accounts actually have the rat tagged, and you've had the alt kill it a couple of times as well as kill everything in the area. We're going to try to attack it, use a prayer we can't use to stall, and then right at 0.6, and I would say honestly even 0.5, is when you're going to release the spacebar to hopefully get your hit, and if you're lucky, it will land a poison. Sometimes your human bodyguard won't be able to actually protect you. In this case, I accidentally ran through him, so we got the poison, and in this case, we're going to get the first meat we need for the Druidic Ritual quest. It's really easy to run south from LMS with the boost, but you can see that I've already gone through quite a bit of stats, and I only have a boost of 7 attack and strength right now. And that's not because this is the first time actually hitting it, but after multiple attempts of even hitting ones with 0 combat XP, this is the only time I got poisoned. We're going to repeat that with LMS in the next step. For the bat, that is in the same general area. For Merlins Crystal, we need the bat bone specifically, so we'll do that next after we get the kill. And there is our raw rat meat. Okay, so here we are after the LMS boost. I actually ran out of a boost entirely, and you can see here where I'm using the alt as a bodyguard. In this case, particularly, there's a lot of people who run through this, and so you want to make sure that you kill everything first, is what I'm trying to say, before you go ahead and proceed with this as well. I would also recommend to make sure that the ticks are working both on your alt client and your client, and you can do that by toggling it on and off. You can also use the metronome to help. And if you're within a tile of it, in terms of if it runs away, that's totally fine. And here we are going to be hopefully getting the bat bones we need from Merlin's Crystal. There's a 1, and let's see if we're going to actually get the poison. Noob runs by, luckily he didn't ruin anything, and there is the poison. It'll either tick pretty quickly, almost immediately, or it might take a tiny bit before the poison will actually tick. But you want to wait it out a tiny bit before you kill it with the alt because you wouldn't want to miss out on those bones. So there are the bat bones we need for the next quest without any combat XP. We can also buy the cow meat and the raw chicken for Druidic Ritual, and then take the ship to the south part of Zaya so that we can take on the bear cub. Now the bear cub, you'll see I have the aggro lines around here. That's a plugin from RuneLight. As well as while you're doing this, just keep in mind that these bear cubs and the bears, they all aggro, so you're going to have to put an aggression timer on of I think 10 minutes and just get in there and then run kind of out and wait for the 10 minutes to pass, so that way you can do this without other bear cubs and bears attacking you. I picked this spot. There's also a little place you can hide behind once you do hit it, and that's a nice way to reset the kill. And there's our hit. And see, it instantly ticked, and we got the poison. Honestly, this is probably the most annoying one. Okay, there's some time has gone by, so you don't have to see all the poisons and me waiting. Just be patient, and you will get your reward. And there it is, the raw bear meat and the last meat we need to complete Druidic Ritual. Very happy to have this done. Alright, minigame teleport to Birth Rope and then run south and start Druidic Ritual. And then go ahead, and I wanted to actually show you this. When you run through the skeletons, they cannot max hit you. So just bring some food and you'll be safe. You don't have to attack them or worry about killing any of them to open the door. And once you dip your meat in the ritual juice, you should be good to go to just run out and just stay alive. Just as a reminder to those who don't know. Okay, here we are, and we are going to talk to Sandfew and give him the meat. Just a heads up, if you're an Ultimate Iron Man, I would recommend doing either Agility or Thieving first if you're going to be an OSAT, because you can use Thieving to get the knife, the dagger poisoned, and then you can also store it there without completing the quest. I think we're going to talk to Cake Mix, I think that's how you pronounce his name. And this is going to be completion of Druidic Ritual and unlocking the skill of Herblore along with 3 Herblore. And there is Druidic Ritual completed. 40 quest points and no HP yet. There's 3 Herblore and that unlocks attack potions. We're also going to start the fishing contest while we're here. And then we're going to go ahead and proceed with Nudilodian to complete the Dwarf Cannon quest. We'll just use our Arty Cloak because it's our Arty Cloak and Chronicle, our OP method of getting around now, along with minigame tellies. And there is the completion of Dwarf Cannon, which we'll need later on for killing the duck and the monkey in Tybau, along with some crafting XP to hit 22 crafting. We're going to grab some bread for Merlin's Crystal, along with the insect repellent in order to make get our bucket of wax. And then we're going to buy some requirements and the garlic for completing the fishing contest. Grab your red gummy worms from the vine, and then cheat your way into victory. And there is the Hemister fishing trophy, and we are going to show it to our buddy Vestry, who we purchased our friendship with him through a shiny object. And there is fishing contest complete. Really the main point of it is for access through White Wolf Mountain. It's kind of a nice feature. And there is 32 fishing as well. We're going to start Merlin's Crystal. And then we're going to, if you want to, you don't need to do this, but if you have a hand fan or a jug of wine, this will help you have pretty much everything you need to get low attack bonuses, so that when you attack him, if you need to, you don't have to, but if you needed to, that you'd have your lowest chance of hitting a 1 while pulling aggro. And you can use any fun weapon that has really bad attack bonuses. So in this case, you can see the alt is trying to kill all of them, and I'm just going to go ahead and run because they're taking too long, and there's nothing to aggro up here on the 3rd floor. And this is where the fight for Merlin's Crystal is going to begin. So now I'm actually going to mark some tiles and explain this process, because most videos, when they're doing this as ultimate level 3s, they don't really explain it very well, and they don't really show you anything other than the completion, and I just don't think that's helpful. So you're going to talk to Sir Mordred, and that's going to get the chat going so that you're basically initiating the fight, and then your alt or your friend is going to attack him and go to that tile. They have to be wearing a Serpentine helm in order to get Venom to tick on Sir Mordred. But if they're super powerful, they might want to take off a ton of gear because they need to attack and actually hit Sir Mordred in order to get the venom to tick. And so this might take a couple of times if they're super strong. If they're a little bit of a lower level with lower strength and, you know, high defense, or like a standard mid-level main, that'll probably be pretty helpful. Once they actually get the venom, you want them to run to the other tile where Sir Mordred cannot reach them. Go ahead and press the space bar because now you are in the right position, and do not click anywhere. If you click somewhere, it will ruin the chat and you'll have to do this over again. Okay, there's Morgan Le Fay, and we completed this. Make sure you go through the entire dialogue. I would suggest being very careful in how you click through this, and you want to make sure you've done it all the way to completion, in which she disappears. Okay, there she is. She's gone, and we are able to now go ahead and proceed by grabbing the black candle and doing Merlin's Crystal. Make sure whenever a beggar asks you for some bread, you give him some bread. He's not even asking for GP, he's asking for bread. Come on. We cannot wield Excalibur, so I'll eventually drop it because it requires 20 attack. And here we are using the Bat Bones to complete this part of the quest. And the reason we were doing Merlin's Crystal is because it gives us access to not only some more kudos for access to Fossil Island, but who doesn't want to be anointed as a Knight of the Round Table as a level 3 skiller? We're going to head up here and use the Excalibur on the giant crystal to free Merlin, and then we'll have to talk to King Arthur to complete our quest. The moment we've been waiting for, King Arthur. We've let him know, and he's dubbed us a Knight of the Round Table. And there's our quest completed. 6 quest points and 48 total quest points now. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.